What's up everyone, welcome to my video, and today I will be showing you what CSS variables are, how to declare a CSS variable, and finally how to use it in your documents. I'm excited and I hope you're excited too. So let's get started. So before we get into any coding stuff, let's talk about CSS variables in general. Now, like every other language, JavaScript, PHP, C++, C#, whatever is in your mind or whatever language you use, every language has a variable. Even though CSS is not really a programming language, it's a styling language. It's called cascading style sheets. I don't know if I pronounced that correct, but yeah, that's what it's called. So CSS variables can hold values. Now those values can be colors, can be box shadow values, can be any values of any CSS property. Now practically and most of the use cases of CSS variables are color values. Why? Because color values are very hard to remember. The hex codes, the 6 digits, or the RGBA codes, those are kind of like not so user friendly, so we have to hard code it. As you can see in this document, I have hard coded the background color, which is 111823. I don't even know what that color looks like until I see it in document, which is basically this color, which is kind of black bluish. And then we have this BF4141, which is kind of reddish, light reddish. As you can see, remembering these color codes are very tough. And here I'm gonna first tell you what my web page really looks like. You have a header, a sidebar, a body, and a footer. As your header content, which is this body area, and then sidebar and footer. And you can see that I'm repeating the color values. I've repeated this one right here, and then also in the footer, and I've repeated this color in my content area and on the sidebar. And as programmers, we hate repeating stuff. That was the sole purpose of creating a programming language. Anyways, let's now look into how do we declare CSS variables. Now in order to declare CSS variables, we need to declare them inside an element. Now, there are a few people who declare inside body or specific elements, but what practically it was created for, with the vision CSS variables were created for, was to declare them and then use them throughout our entire document, throughout our entire website. So, rule of thumb is that we declare CSS variables inside something called root. Now, what root is, you can Google it. Or in simple terms, root is the highest level file in a document object model, which means it's the father of everything you see in a web page, in reference to CSS, definitely. So the next part on how we declare CSS variables is we declare all CSS variables with 2 hyphens followed by the variable name. So in order to declare a color variable, we will type 2 hyphens and whatever name we like. I would like to put it like color dash blackish dash blue. Okay, yeah. This is not the efficient or most efficient name I've ever created for a variable, but for this case it works. So we just declare it just like every other CSS property. We copy the color code, we paste it right here, and look at the magic. Now what if I change this one to something like FFF, which is basically white? No, I don't like to purchase anything. Anyways, we refresh the page, the header looks white. So let's forget that it looks white and let's talk about how we declare the CSS variable. So as you can see, I've declared it inside root. This means that it's available throughout my HTML file or CSS file. So we declared it using 2 hyphens followed by the name of the variable. And now let's see how do we use a CSS variable. How do we use it? As this element name should be inside whatever we want to use it, and we put the property, CSS property, and then instead of the value we put the variable name. And to use a variable in CSS, we type var keyword, VAR and between the parentheses we write the variable name starting with 2 hyphens. So let's do it here. Let's change this boring white color into our variable, which is color blackish blue. So to do that, we type var parentheses and hyphen and color blackish blue. Let's see if it changes anything. Refresh. Wow, we did it. And now let's change this color which we used right here into our same, or you know what, not copy paste, I'm gonna type it. So we put var keyword 2 hyphens color blackish and blue. We save that, and then we declare a new variable which was reddish. So we type color reddish, and we put this color which is BF4141. We replace this with var color reddish. This time I'm going to copy this right here, and we save it, refresh, and everything's working. Oh, why is that not working? Is everything fine? Var background color. Interesting. Why is that not working? Can you see anything? Yes, I do. There is a missing curly braces, and now we go refresh. It's working. There you go, a very plain and simple explanation and demonstration of CSS variables, what CSS variables are, how to create one, and how to use one. I hope you liked my video, and if you find a better way to do something, please put them in the comments, and I will see you in my next video.